Ornament has little to do with a building's function. Surely ornament can make a space look more attractive, but when it is stuck on a building like little post-it notes reminding you of how nice it would be to live in early Greece or Rome, it has nothing to do with the building itself and is an inglorious masquerade that only blots whatever beauty the building may truly have. Such frilly applique also costs money in ways that only make things worse, and it unnecessarily uses materials that degrade the environment in its making, packaging, and transporting to the site. So ornament is anything but green architecture. If ornament must exist in a building, it should be spare, and it should evolve from a functional aspect of the building's construction. One architect was exemplary in doing this, Frank Lloyd Wright. When he ornamented a building, he wouldn't borrow from the alms basket of ancient and outmoded styles. He would typically evolve the motif from a functional part of the building. Let's see how he did this. This drawing from my book, Architecture Laid Bare, shows the roof above the entry of the George Barton House in Buffalo, New York, which Frank Lloyd Wright designed in 1904. The roof shelters the porch in front of the entrance door, which is over here, from Buffalo's considerable annual rain and snow, and it has three functional requirements. One, the roof needs an eave vent, which combined with the vent at the roof keeps moisture from collecting in the roof. The roof's eave requires a gutter with a downward pitch to carry the collected rainwater away as it washes off the roof. Three, the gutter needs a downspout at its lowest part to carry rainwater to the ground. Considering the eave vent, Wright wanted to emphasize the residence's horizontal lines, so he made the vent a narrow slit. Put alongside it a prominent piece of trim, stained the trim dark to make it stand out against the pale stucco further inside on the underside of the eave. And just outside the vent he mounted a tilted fascia that defines the roof more pronouncedly than would a square fascia. Regarding the gutter's pitch, Wright wanted this trough to look level. So after mounting it level, he added inside the gutter a sloping metal strip that sends the collected water to a downspout at the lower end. As for a downspout, a vertical pipe would disrupt the horizontal look Wright desired, so he omitted it. And he put a hole in the gutter's lower end and located a concrete basin in the lawn 14 feet below. See this picture of how he did this? Here's the gutter with the sloping bottom inside, the hole in the roof, and the water just falls straight down to this basin in the lawn. Wright ornamented his architecture in other functional ways. He gave the gutter a V section and added a fin along its lowest edge to make it stronger, both of which further accent the gutter's horizontality. And instead of fastening the gutter against the fascia, he located it 2 inches away to create a poetic slit of light that makes the gutter look like it is reaching out to the sky to gather in the rain. Also in figure 329, I'll show you that again. Note that the projections and the indents of the gutter and the fascia and the eave vent all together look like the molding of a large picture frame laid on its flat that extends under the roof around the house, and the wide strip of stucco acts as a matting between the frame and the facades. Of this construction, Wright said, the underside of the roof projections was flat and light in color to create a glow of reflected light that made upper rooms not dark, but delightful. Again, the building's decoration stemmed from functional directives. The bricks beneath the porch roof in this picture gave Wright another chance to enhance this building's horizontal lines. As you can see from another picture from my book, here Wright didn't use ordinary bricks, but longer, thinner Roman bricks. Then he made the vertical mortar joints narrow and flush with the brick surfaces, and the horizontal joints wide and deep to give the masonry a horizontal look. In this and many other ways, Wright evolved a building's ornament from some aspect of its function, what he called his aesthetic fodder, the way a flower blossoms from a bud. Early in his career, Wright stated that form follows function. But decades later, he revised this by declaring that form and function should be one, joined in a spiritual union as efflorescence is to a tree. This was at the core of his philosophy of organic architecture, and it is green architecture at its best. Wright knew the loveliest architectural ornament is not produced in a factory so much as it evolves on the site amid all the other beauties that nature provides. Regarding more excessive decor, Wright scorned it as aesthetics dyspeptic from incontinent indulgent in Frenchite pastry. His genius often appeared in his writing as well as his architecture. So if you are looking for a simple way to lessen our nation's energy crisis, then campaign against money-draining, energy-wasting, ocularly aching applique, especially when there's a better way to do it, one that carries an elegant pedigree.